Listening to the horn sound, a beautiful sound to hear to kick off another great year on the Samsung Galaxy Championship Tour. This is the Quicksilver Pro Round 1, Heat number 1, featuring last year's Rookie of the Year, Italo Ferreira representing Brazil, Keanu Asing representing Eva Beach on the island of Oahu, and Ryan Callinan representing Australia in his debut to the Championship Tour full-time.
You know, you've got to be able to pull in on those big barrels. Got to be able to mix it up, and Italo looks like he's going to start off right now.
This is the first wave of the season. Italo Ferreira draws one off the top on his backhand with a ton of energy. Clean backhand rip off the top, and he'll close this one out with a big third turn. Standing tall, he's out of there. You can see his confidence growing every event last season.
No one had seen him. I hadn't seen him. I didn't even know his name until I saw him last year. Taking down Kelly Slater here. Let's have a look at his attack here on this opening wave. And we'd always talk about how this kid is just lightning fast, super strong on his backhand, and there, right there, just busting the fins out the back on that last turn. And what he's got to look at this point of the event right now is just to get a couple of good waves under his belt, iron out those creases. The first wave of 2016, and right here, boom, straight out the back there, nice finishing maneuver. It's not a, it's sort of broken up at the moment, so you've got to focus on that section and make sure you fit in some good turns.
When we saw Italo's performance last year here at Snapper, we quickly were able to relate it to where he came from. He's got a small running right where he can freestyle, do big backside fin throws, reverses.
You know, when you've got talent, it doesn't matter what kind of wave you ride. You know, and everyone was expecting him to do well in these little waves, but he came out and fired in the big stuff as well.
Now setting up another big first turn, Italo Ferreira already with a 5-1-7. Little carve, now waiting for this thing to open up. Fairly flat on the face, so he'll stick to a little backside cutting. Now vertical off the lip, picking up the pace, fin throw, he'll lay down. Oftentimes he does recover, this time he goes down. Next wave for Keanu Asing, we'll see the last couple maneuvers for his first wave of the season.
And I dare say we're in for a cracking afternoon.
Unbelievable conditions. It's blazing hot. The water is warmer than ever. This is Keanu, what he did out the back pots.
Yeah, you know, Keanu, he's a fighter, this kid. You know, it's height over height, and that's been his hashtag. Let's see if he can continue that this year. This wave not really cooperating for him. A little bit of white water on it. Little check turn right there. You can see Keanu. He wants to get things going really quickly here, but that wave running away from him, so that will not go into his top two by the end of the heat. Italo Ferreira, this was wave number 2, as you said, Joe. 5-1-7 already in his scoreline. You know, this is what he does. He just builds his momentum, gets that confidence going, just keeping that board moving rail to rail. Timmy Patterson designs under his feet. They're looking sharp, looking tight right there as well. And this is what we like too, that pizzazz, that X factor that Italo Ferreira brings to the table, where he was just busting those fins out, gets that really quick rotation happening. Not many guys can do that.
So a solid start for Italo Ferreira, 5-1-7, 3.33. Keanu Asing with a couple of 2s so far. Now waiting with priority is Ryan Callinan.
Daydreaming that one day they're going to be out in the heat here at Snapper Rocks with some of the world's best, and here he is now.
Ryan Callinan on his opening wave of his rookie season on tour. Backside whip in the whitewater. Now some setup work to get down the line. Another whitewater section, clean snap. Good tempo to the inside, hammers it off the lip. Nice flow over the foam. Now a big windup for Ryan, and getting the backside crack in the pocket, he kicks out of his first wave of the season.
Beautiful flow right there. I love the way he connects the dots. You know, there's not much stuff going on between those two big turns, which I really like. He gets that rail set and draws off the bottom. I'm impressed already.
Already a great start for the young rookie. And just focusing on the Australian rookie class, there's a few great names. So you think of Davey Cathles, 2-time world junior champ Jack Freestone, as we take another look here at Ryan.
You know, watch how he just draws that bottom turn, right? He gets nice and low off the bottom, jams it off the top, draws again off the bottom, sets the rail, and again right there. So it's that backside bottom turn where he's getting all that speed from, and it's allowing him really to get that tail release off the top, throwing a lot of spray out the back. So great surf in there.
Out the back it is Italo Ferreira, floating to cover some ground into some clean water. A backside carve right off the bottom, straight up vertical. Solid combo and still swinging. Backhand roundhouse cutback, another open face hook. Quick whip on the backhand. He'll just keep on packing in the maneuvers. Last year's Rookie of the Year, coming out blazing, trying to protect his lead. Bettering at 3.33 there. He's putting a lot more pressure on Keanu and Ryan.
You know, I'm so glad we got that slow motion replay because there was a lot going on there. You know what I like about him, Joe, is the fact that he's not happy. Like, he was getting big results at places like Chopu and Cloudbreak, but he wasn't content. He wanted more. Right here you can see up and over the section. This wave kind of closed out on him, but look at that speed that he gets driving off the top again. So Italo Ferreira just reading this wave absolutely perfect. He's light on his feet when he needs to be, and then he's got that really heavy back foot when necessary as well. And Italo Ferreira really tagged this one, multiple turns, and this is going to be a great score. I'd have to say the best wave of the heat so far.
As we check out the view from the sky on this last run from Italo, you can see how much ground he's covering in the section's approach. How do you like the sandbar that we have for this event, Lance?
Oh, it's great. I mean, the only thing really missing is, you know, right out behind the rock, but I'm sure that'll happen as this week does go on. You know, it's absolutely perfect. I mean, we've been surfing pretty much every section of the bank over the last few days, Joe. All we need is head-high waves out here, and it's going to be epic.
A great setup here on hand for Snapper Rocks, as the world kind of found out. Oh my goodness!
I mean, you know, people were bumping shoulders. It was like being in a nightclub of sorts.
Who has priority there? As we watch this one, backside float. Loving that speed, but he'll just zombie dive out of there. Italo Ferreira's last is 6.83. Opener for Callinan, 4.83. Here's Keanu now. Asing kicks out. Remember, he started with a couple of 2 Rangers. Still in the driver's seat, Italo Ferreira. 6.83, 5.17. As the judges are waiting for more. When we talk about excellent range scores, that's from 8 to 10 points. And I think we have a lot to look forward to coming up today. And it says leads of 5.18 next to his name is what he needs to do to improve on his total out front. Here he goes. Ferreira with some momentum. Chip off the whitewater. He's pretty deep. He'll have to get out of there. So you'll see that's not going to be a 5.18 or better. So his lead will stay the same.
Yeah, exactly right. It's all about the numbers, Joe. It's about catching the right waves. One of those little chip shots like we can see right now. Ryan Callinan up and running.
Ryan starts with a little snap off the top. Beautiful bottom turn. Little down carb to set up the whitewater. Easy rhythm to watch. He'll cover some ground with that float. Finding the pocket again with that wrap. Needs something to bowl up. He jams one right off the lip. Another little snap to keep the flow going down the line. Remember his opener, 4.83. It's been a little bit more selective than Keanu and Italo. How did you like that last opportunity?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it was a smaller wave. He surfed it extremely well. You've got to try and get those ones that just have that more vertical face. You know, you've those transition turns that we call cutbacks and getting up and over that whitewater. You want those nice vertical face waves to get those big turns.
Now coming around the corner, Italo Ferreira, big wind up, going for a fin throw, but he goes down. So we've noticed Italo got his lead, 5s and 6s. Last couple of scores have been throwaways.
Ryan Callinan's had priority for 58% of the heat so far, but he's down in 3rd place. So having priority doesn't always equate to winning heats.
As we look at Keanu Asing just up and out, so he had priority. Keanu's stepping on that wave and kicking out. Taking a coaching role, Potts, or are you just calling that a mistake? I caught up with Keanu Asing a couple of weeks ago down in Manly, and I was asking him about his rookie season and how it really felt for him, and he had a lot to celebrate. Obviously re-qualifying, but stand-up performances at waves like J Bay, making the round before the quarters, also got through some heats at Pipe.
Well, I think, though, I mean, it's just one of those things. You don't have the great big cyclone out there to be able to produce it, but ultimately, this one's going to be kind of cool. I think we're going to see a lot of ripping, as we see right now, a surfer up and riding.
Thank you very much, Peter Mel, former big wave world champ, watching Keanu Asing just do a bunch of setup work into the pocket. Clean style, real casual with those forehand hooks. Now he needs something big on the inside. He'll do a little float, regain his balance. Vertical climb on the inside corner, and Asing is out of there. He's had a few 2s to start off this matchup, trying to get a bigger rhythm going on the inside. Kind of felt he was left chasing something that never came, Potts.
Yeah, you know, he spent a lot of time with priority right there, waiting and put a lot of pressure on himself. The judges aren't going to like that little fumble towards the end of that wave. He did finish off strong, but there wasn't a lot in the beginning. With that little mistake, I don't see that changing too much.
So looking at the priority roll, 6 minutes to go. Keanu's held priority for over half the heat as we look at Ryan Callinan. Big backside tail blow. Snap on the inside corner. Foam climb. Now in front of the open face. Full carve and now setting it up vertically one more time. Hearing a lot of noise for the Australian. He said he's going to have a lot of friends make the drive up from Newcastle for this big debut at Snapper Rocks. Remember, you have to be in the top 10 to make the top 34 as we take another look here.
Yeah, watch his transitions, straight off the bottom into that first turn. There's no bouncing or hopping around. He just gets that rail set, which I love. The judges are going to like that as well. That smooth transition in tricky conditions, that is difficult to do. I mean, you put an average surfer on a wave like this and it's going to look terrible. Ryan Callinan looked smooth, he looked positive, and he fit the moves in at the right place at the right time. So I'm thinking he's going to better his situation. Yeah, I mean, it's, obviously the sport has changed so much. I mean, you look back in the days when we were on tour and we, there's no way we had that many boards in our quiver. We'd be lucky to get that many boards a year.
This is Italo Ferreira. Snap to start off the lip. Had a nice coping out of the gates. Now chasing some whitewater on the backhand carve. Snap off the top, right into a bottom turn, extend a float a couple of times and climbs the inside section. Always brings that spontaneity and rhythm to the game, especially on his backhand. For Italo, he was looking to better a 5.17.
Well, definitely a better wave, Joe. I mean, you saw how that wave had a lot more vertical face. It was nice and clean. It was almost like the second or third wave of the set, so you let those first couple go, it sort of almost grooms the line up a little bit and it offers you that nice clean open face. So Ryan Callinan dropped a big score, 6.27. I knew that was going to happen. Italo Ferreira's got to answer back because Ryan Callinan's closing the gap, Joe.
So the backsiders in this heat getting the big numbers to start. Italo starting with that lead, courtesy of the 6.83. He's got a score to lock in. See that leads mark there. He needs at least a 5.18 or better to improve on that total out front as we see Callinan getting started from the channel. Another snap off the lip. Here comes the carve. Throwing in the variety to start. Full wrap one more time. Little inside corner to drill right there. He'll come out with it. Asing now on the next one. Finishing move already complete, and Ryan gets out of there right in front of the rocks. Just surviving. Wasn't trying to repeat the Freddie Rock moment from last season.
Yeah, I got a text from a friend of mine earlier saying, don't forget to mention Freddie's Rock. How can we forget that? That was definitely one of the standout moments through the entire 2015 tour.
And he gets to look up to legends like four-time world champ, one of Potts' good buddies, Mark Richards, as we take another look at Ryan's whip.
Yeah, nice transition there from Ryan. As I talk about his joining the dots, I mean, you see that transitions between the two moves are beautiful.
Entering the final minute, this is Italo Ferreira. Possibly getting out of there with that wave going a little bit flat. Started off feeling good, but he's out of there. His wave before was a 4.77. Didn't change his total out in front. So waiting on that last score from Ryan Callinan now. His last, the 6.27, got him in second. Needs a 5.74 for the lead. It's a huge one for these guys to skip around. Let's take another look at Ryan's whip.
Yeah, 5.74 required here to take the lead. Nice opening turn. I love that right there, that weightless sort of floater up and over the top, and puts himself in the right position again. He's sort of a lanky surfer, but draws low off the bottom, and that gives him that speed to be able to unload those big turns on the backside. Great surfing here from Ryan Callinan, showing some commitment right all the way inside of the rocks.
Now the Hawaiian, powerful layback off the top. Frontside rip in the pocket as we're into the countdown. Nice and vertical down the line. Has plenty of wall to finish. He'll get a snap behind the section to come around the corner. Drills one off the lip, but he'll end up going down. So Keanu Asing probably picking off his best wave during this matchup right at the tail end, but falls on the finish when he was chasing a 9.23. Now the focus on Callinan's score. Is it enough to turn it a 5.74 to get the lead?